Hello, everyone. Exciting times. When you're seeing this, it'll be after Sunderland Into the Lights release. And I thought I'd just give us over almost a bit of a debrief to you guys as to what's went on, really, and the kind of production process that we've had. Right now, when I'm recording this, we're in the last week of production. It is, I would say, in many aspects, the biggest project that the network has ever made. And definitely the most ambitious in terms of contributors and sort of a little cast that we've put together. And I thought I'd go through all of the interviews that we've had, the different perspectives that I've seen on this story that I was trying to craft. So when the process began in sort of late November, when we began shooting, it was very much up in the air. We didn't really know what was going to come of it until interviews started to land down. We of course had the derby, the very electric derby atmosphere now back in the Prem in December, and January was a little dry, but come February the interviews began, and the documentary really started to find its footing in a sense. We started with Cindy Godoy at the Peacock in Sunderland. Sort of a lovely pub near the Sunderland Empire, and talking about sort of the match day rituals and the fans coming in and getting their pints before going down to the stadium to go see the game. And it was lovely talking to Cindy and talking about her journey of coming here when she was younger, and really feeling like Sunderland's taking her in as one of her own. It was a great kick-off to the kick-off, no pun intended, to the process of crafting this production. And that was followed up the next day, I even believe, by Sergio Petrucci, MBE, and the leader of Red Sky Foundation, a wonderful charity based in the Northeast, giving a very humorous and passionate take on his sort of response to Sunderland's recent happenings and return to the Premier League. Then following on from there was a bit of a gap, but we managed to land an interview with Jake Hollyoak, who was the leader of One March, sort of a marketing and PR company in Sunderland, a super fan of SAFC, and we had the interview take place in his box at the stadium. And it was a great environment, especially with the background and everything, and it was really nice talking about sort of how he hopes for the best for the club for his son growing up and watching what Sunderland becomes. It was a lovely little interview there, sort of heading towards the middle of production, and that was followed up by our fourth interview at the Fans Museum, sort of very close to the town bridge, with Fred Hood, who has mild connections to the Fans Museum, but primarily we want to have a great setting with some shirts in the background to speak with him about his long-standing relationship with the club as a lifelong fan. It's obviously slightly older than Jake, and who has a lot more experiences to account, at least on camera. He was an absolute darling in the whole process. He didn't really know entirely what he was in for, but he did a sterling job, and it was really nice sitting down and talking with him. Then we're now pretty much at the midpoint of the interviews at this point, and we're heading towards March. In early March, we sat down with Carly Armstrong, CEO of True Moon Pictures, sort of a new production company that surfaced in the last few years, Sunderland based, and talking about her relationship with the club and also the Foundation of Light, at the Beacon of Light, no less, with a beautiful background that was difficult for lighting circumstances for the cameras, and as I'm sure our DP can talk about, that I'll be bringing up in a sec. But yeah, it was a nice little shoot there to mark sort of the midpoint of these interviews. Then following on from there, we spoke with two batches of interviews on the same day. First, we were at Sunderland Maritime Heritage, kind of discussing the loss of industry in the city and how much that's meant to the fans, almost like their passion for the club filling that void. That's something I very much want to talk about with Peter Johnson, the representative of SMH there, who spoke with us. And I've now got a great early relationship with Sunderland Maritime Heritage, and I'd love to do projects with them in the future. Or a project of at least some kind. It was a wonderful little interview there, and I'm looking forward to you guys seeing them, or you will have seen them in the finished doc. And then later on in the day, we spoke down with John and Joe Melvin, a father and son in South Shields area, and talking about their relationship with the club sort of as a family duo. And then, heading towards the end, we had our biggest interview, which I'm now on the days having recorded about an hour 90 minutes ago. Kevin Ball, the ex-captain of Sunderland Football Club, who transferred from Portsmouth in 1990 to eventually lead the team. It was very, very exciting to finally figure out that we were going to land him, and him sort of be our big name attached to this project. It was a pleasure meeting him, and honestly, he's just sound as a pound. Sitting down with him and getting his thoughts on various things and kind of really tying this project together. And that just about does it, really. We had a bunch of match days that we filmed, and I was also inside the stadium getting a bunch of bits and bobs as well. But overall, the production process was really fulfilling by the end. It all kind of came together really nicely, but I would be lying if I said it wasn't incredibly rocky. Very unpredictable, and I'd say certainly the most challenging production I've ever undertaken with the network. And outside of it, it is certainly the hardest project I've ever felt I've been involved with, and especially led. And I'm very, very happy to see this production come to an end. Not as if I haven't enjoyed, of course, the interviews. Has been marvellous meeting our contributors on this project. But yeah, I'd say all in all, it's really, really satisfying to see this come to a close and get into post-production to create a project that I hope you guys have really, really enjoyed with its recent campaign. Lastly, to talk about just sort of crew, it's very limited, to be honest. Very much, I'd say, the culmination of myself and Luke Wilson's collaboration, and especially across Chapter 2 before this. It is sort of what would you say? Not the peak, sort of the magnum opus, yeah, you could say, of our time together with Network, and what it is we've managed to accomplish. It is definitely, and the fact we only did it with 2 people and very little money is kind of a bit of a miracle, really. Obviously, half the equipment is uni hired, because this is, fun fact, this is also our dissertation piece. But yeah, it was kind of a miracle that we've managed to achieve what we've achieved with so little resources. So I thank him for that, because I think visuals, at least at this stage, he's done a sterling job and it looks fantastic. And in my case, it's just kind of nice to get really back into the creative thick of doing these sorts of things. And I feel I'm really going to find a voice with this project, with the great material that we have and what we've managed to accumulate in post. I'm really looking forward to getting to that part of the process. So yeah, that is just about it from me. Thank you for watching this little making of talking head of I want to keep this tradition going from Chapter 2, but thank you for watching and getting a little bit of insight on the production process and the order in which we did things. Obviously it was tracked on socials around the time, but I thought I'd say it more in a video context. But yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure, this campaign, or at least I'm hoping it will be in future tense. Yeah, and it's I can't wait for people to see what we've done. So thank you very much, and I'll see you all next time on Blue Web Network. Goodbye.